Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach Nuff channel. In this video, we're going to look at the team picker for the 2026 AFL SuperCoach season. So previously done the NRL SuperCoach video on this channel, so feel free to go back and have a look at that. But for those that are more AFL inclined, we'll go through the AFL one as well. So I don't think there's too much different, if I'm being honest. It's 10 mil salary cap as per usual. 31 to select, so 8 defenders, 11 mids, 3 rucks, 8 forwards, and then the flex, which was brought in last year. I think the only rule change that I've heard of is I think the sub rule's gone. I think they're just going with 5 on the bench maybe. So I think that might sort of help some of the cheapies that get stuck as the sub and that sort of thing. Get a bit more time. Obviously, you're not guaranteed big minutes, but probably opens up a bit more rotation through the benches. So I'm not 100% sure on that. Again, NRL is probably the specialty on this channel. In saying that, I've probably done better in the AFL SuperCoach than the NRL previously, just going off numbers and stuff. So we'll have a go at putting together a team. So generally, I think the rule is you try and get about 10 premiums to start. We'll try and get 11 in with the flex across the field, and then we look at the cheapies, and then we look for a bit of value in between, I suppose. So in defence, we've got Nas is #1 defender this year at 622k. Typically, you get a bit burnt going for the very top end guys because they do seem to dip in value at some point. You can probably go a little bit cheaper and get that value elsewhere. So we're sort of going to take that idea and run with it. I'm going to put Rosie in defence. Don't know. I want one more sort of real premium. Can Zorko keep going at his age? Maybe. I think Laird's getting on a bit too. So we go one of these guys. I think these guys have a buy as well. I haven't done any research on the buys and that yet, so we're just going on vibes really at this point. I guess maybe if Mills can get back to full fitness, he could offer a bit of value. But I know that the second or third pick, I suppose, that I'm really keen to get on, if I can find him, is Colby McKercher. So he sort of established himself at the back later in the season. His average of 83 was destroyed by early games up forward to start the season, I think, so last year. So I think he is the value option there. Then after that, I think we'll go fairly cheap. See if there's any names jump out in the mid-price category. No, there's a few that we've been burnt by in the past. I'm sure something will jump out pre-season, so we don't have to stress too much at this point. But we'll keep going. So I guess if Kitty Coleman can get fit and in the team, he offers awesome value. But I guess the two-time defending premiers, do they really change much down back? Ewan was pretty high pick in the draft, so we'll back him to get a start. Cooper Simpson, I've just stolen that pick off of George's team reveal or team picker, so we'll lock him in for now. And in fact, I might just steal his other picks too. So he had Gibcus, and he had somewhere Jicerong. There we go. So we'll go with that for now. Midfield, actually, we'll do rucks first because they're pretty easy. Just Gorn and Cherry, lock them in. I guess, do we go a third ruck as the flex? I mean, we probably can't afford to go Grundy as well. That would be ideal. No one else really jumps out. I guess, yeah, I don't know. We'll work something out later. But there you go. We've got a cheap ruck forward, so we'll plug him in as the loophole option. Actually, we'll do forwards first. So Sheasel's locked in. Nick Martin's out for the season, so that's no need to worry there. Sam Darcy, do we risk it on the key forward? Got Petrarca's gone to Gold Coast, which is interesting, but with their big midfield there, what sort of role does he play? Um, yeah, I think there was a couple of mid-price options I was keen for here. So what do we got? One, two, three, four, five, six keepers. So we'll go five in the midfield and we'll work it out from there. Midfield, so I guess the Bont, again, 700's a lot to pay. And I think I said with Nash, you get stung paying those high prices, although we have just jumped straight in for Harry Sheasel at 580. But I guess that's not too big of a risk, I don't think. Um, so let's see, we'll go Dacos, Rowell, Brayshaw. Finn probably has a buy early doors. I guess I shouldn't get too fixated on buys because I don't know enough about it. So, um, so lots of interesting options. Ashcroft maybe. So looks like they've still got Dunkley, McCluggage, Neil. Does Neil take another backward step, getting a little bit older? Maybe. Juan Francis, not that um, risky, or not willing to take that risk, I should say. Two, three. Um, let's go Butters. Let's see if we can do Butters and Bont. Why not? Treat ourselves. I mean, one of them will probably end up in the flex, so that's fine. So it gives us 2.6 mil on 14 players. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're down to cheapy territory by that point. So there might be, we might have to cut one midfielder because I think there was a couple of mid-price forwards I was interested in. Let's have a look at them first, anyway. If we can find them. Still going. Unless I've gone past them, I think they're good value at the sub 300k price point. Either that or they're not listed as forwards. So I guess the first one was Sam Flanders. Oh yeah, so 396, but might get a bit more of a go in the midfield now, moving to the Saints. And the other one's actually, I think, at the Saints as well. Taz Philippou had some injury issues last year, but if he can fulfill his potential and stay fit, I think that's an absolute steal at 168. So we'll take that. Gives us 1.73 for 12 players. So I think it's doable for the cheapies, albeit some of the midfield cheapies might be a bit more expensive. So we'll see if we can get to them. 200, here we go. So you've got Dersma was number one pick in the draft, so surely he gets a run early doors. Annabelle, maybe a bit stacked there at Brisbane. Not sure if he gets a run. So you've got Grilly maybe, and Cumming, both from Richmond. I might just throw Sam in there, or they're both Sam, until I learn the last name. Um, Nick Cox, he must have been injured last year, unless it's a different player. I think he's got up to 300k in the past, so he could be a bit of value. Sid Draper might get a bit more of a run now without the sub rule. Will Brody's moved, so does he get a run at Port? Um, Finn McRae going to, well, he's mid forward, so we might put him on the forward bench. And we might have to do the same with Sid actually, now that I've seen it. Where are we? About here. Hannaford, he's another forward, we'll put him in there. So Jagger Smith was the one I was looking for. He was hyped last year and then had the ACL, I think, out for the season. Smilly was another one. So if I take Sid Draper out, I can plug those two in. And we'll put those guys in here if I can find them. So I think he was listed before McRae, so Hannaford. Draper. Right, how are we going? 400k, 460k with 3 slots left. So I'll just scroll up a bit through the forwards. So Duft, Titler. So ruck forward at West Coast. I'm guessing at the fact he didn't play last year might be a draftee could be a good loot option potentially, or a cover for our main rucks. So we'll put that in for now anyway. We'll work it out later. Um, um, None of these names really jump out. Connor McKenna, thought he was a defender normally, but I guess probably had to slide forward with the Lions team, how good it was going. Lombard was pretty hyped up last year, but then didn't get much of a look. Maybe he gets a bit more of a full time role. Liam Reedy, he was at, I think Freo has gone across to Carlton, who've missed TDK. So does he sort of take the TDK role? I guess that would give him a bit more upside. Dev Robinson's gone over to the West Coast. Surely he gets a run over there. And yeah, truth be told, there's probably some bottom dollar cheapie I'm missing, but that's fine. So we've got 228k left on our flex. So it's not going to be another premium, but guess what we got? 1, 2, 3, 5's 8, 11. So I guess what we said we were going to have, which is fine. What should I have again? 228. Oh, there we go. So we can go from Oliver. Cody Waitman. He must have missed last year with injury or something. He could be a bit of value. Sardis, probably never again. Um, Ugle Hagen going to the Gold Coast is interesting. Might get a run there. Henry Huswaite, does he get more of a run this year? Hmm. I guess we could just put Sam Cumming in there for now. The two Richmond guys. There should be some opportunity there at Richmond. We've gone three mid cheapies, but perhaps one of them will come off. Let's keep scrolling. Yeah, I thought that was Harry Elmerberg there for a second. I thought bargain, but not quite. Um, yeah, probably not worth worrying about too much at this point, given still got the second draft where you get all your 99k picks added in, that sort of thing to come. Supplementary draft, I think it's called. Pre-season, all that. So let's just save that for now. So yeah, it's a start. But yeah, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a like if you enjoy the SuperCoach AFL content. Subscribe for all the other sports on the channel. Other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.